Welcome back for the third episode in a row. 3 days dropping them.
3 days?
Yeah, I was going to drop this one today just to be crazy.
Oh.
3 days in a row we dropped episodes. Episode number 128 of Star Wars Nerds Unite, a discussion and review podcast about Star Wars. I'm Tim, your host. Joining me as always, with his mittens on and his
It's cold.
hat. It's cold in Nerds Unite Studios right now. Is Josh the Tosh, internet famous Mason,
Hello.
who's about to tear Destiny 2 for PC apart.
I've already torn it a little bit.
It's already torn.
And that is Jennifer VanAutreve. Welcome, Jennifer.
Hi.
Welcome to the show.
Hello.
How are you feeling tonight? Baby update. It's been exactly 2 days since we recorded and talked about it last.
I thought it was yesterday. Oh,
no,
you
we
dropped it
released one
yesterday. I'm okay. I'm tired.
Good.
I go to the doctor tomorrow. I'm excited.
Fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to talk about more Star Wars Rebels. Hashtag rebelsblock. In the Name of the Rebellion. Episodes 3 and 4 of Season 4, Star Wars Rebels. Jen.
Part 1 and part 2.
Yeah, part 1 and 2. So you get 2 for the price of 1. Jen, you want to break down this episode for us? What happened?
No, I don't know. I think Josh did.
What?
Didn't you just watch it?
So did you. It just came out like a day ago.
You just don't have notes, so you're unwilling to try?
I think she just wants to get this podcast over with, and she knows yours will be shorter than hers.
No, it's because Tim started watching it without me, and so I missed the first 5 to 6 minutes.
And then it replayed automatically at the end.
Yeah, but it was all out of order and
She
messed
couldn't reassemble it.
She just couldn't
I
put
can't
it
do
all
a
together.
synopsis of going out of
In
order.
your head, there was 3 episodes.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah, there was. There was this weird episode where they're meeting up on the planet. No, just
Yeah, they meet up on Yavin. That's
just
the start of the episode. Is
I know.
All the rebels are back together.
all the ghost crew.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
what?
Callus.
And Callus.
Yeah, it was nice to
I
see
was
him.
super excited.
Yeah, he's got his flow. His very wavy hair is in full effect.
He looked beautiful. Mon Mothma was there.
Yeah.
She looks troubled.
Yeah, so was Gian Dodonna and the hologram of Bail Organa. And they talked about a mission. Well, when they get there, Hera's not there, right? And Rex comes out and says, Kanan asks where Hera, they keep asking where Hera is. Rex is like, well, that's her coming in.
Hot.
Yeah.
She's coming in hot with what's left of her squadron.
Yeah. And so they have to crash land some Y-Wings, her and Wedge.
It was a nice way to dramatize that.
Yeah, the
beginning.
entrance. So, like, they crash landed on the strongest skids in the history of Star Wars.
For real. Yeah.
And then
But what were they doing?
they were on some mission that we don't know about.
okay.
But they were so beaten up because the Imperials have a new monitoring
Right.
dish.
The imps
It's like
have the
it
intel.
looks like the satellite that my parents had in the 90s.
It's bigger than that, but yeah.
No, it's not bigger.
So their new
This is
mission...
for the toothpick design.
Does my dad still have the satellite out there?
Oh man, I feel like I think he took it down.
It was like it's not anything that could attach to your roof. It had its own pole.
Yeah, he had one of the original, like the old school ones.
We used to get all these foreign channels. Really weird.
Hey.
Really weird stuff.
Telemundo.
No, like Japanese stuff.
Yeah.
Something like, I don't know.
That explains a lot
There
about
weren't that many channels back then
why you are the way you are.
in the U.S.
Okay.
So the rebellion decides that they need to go put a spike so they can intercept the traffic from this new dish. And
Gerrera.
sends like a secret assassin droid to send a big giant hologram to all the rebellion at Yavin to talk about how they're all wimps.
And it was like on the landing strip.
Yeah.
This giant talking head of Saw Gerrera.
And
What did you think of that? Can you imagine seeing Saw Gerrera, Jen? Larger than life.
Jarring.
jarring. That's it.
He's got the weird, like, I just woke up from sleeping for 13 years hair, but he still has both his legs.
Yeah, he does. I thought he'd lose his legs in this episode.
Not yet.
Well, you don't know. You didn't really see him at the end. Oh, yeah, never mind.
Yeah, Jen thinks he blew up on the ship.
I didn't see him escape.
So that's the second episode.
I know.
Or the third in your head.
No, that was the second.
Yeah.
The third is what you're describing right now.
So they end up going on this mission, and they come up with a plan where Sabine and Ezra and Chopper are gonna like jump out of the ship and like do the classic trope of engage their parachute at the last second, and everyone has a bad feeling and they're going too fast, and so there's that type of scenario occurs, and ultimately the Imperials detect them, and a cruiser shows up and they think they're foiled, but then Saw shows up and they end up blowing up the dish. And there's a little subplot that was going on through this where Ezra was kind of frustrated because he thought they should blow up the dish.
Before they got there, he was like, well, putting this probe isn't going to hurt them in any way. We need to just destroy it and hurt them like they hurt us. And Hera was like, no, we have orders. We're following our orders. And then her and Kanan were alone. And then as soon as they're alone, she's like, Ezra's right. I want to hurt them. And he's like, that's Saw Gerrera talking. Yeah. And so they're not going to destroy it, but then they end up having to destroy it.
Mama Martha's
because they get caught. But at the same time, there was who was that guy, the officer that was like just happened to be showing up at that time in the ship?
Something Titus.
Yeah.
Ross Titus.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Ronald.
Like
Ronald Q. Titus.
Like Chopper had like hacked into their comms, and somehow like they were picking up all the incoming transmissions so they could hear the ship requesting to come in or something. And Ezra got on and pretended to be this officer, and whoever it was, whatever the name was, he was pretending to be the officer that was actually out there.
I'm pretty sure the officer has been on the show before.
Yeah, he has.
Like Ezra impersonated him.
Yeah.
At one point.
Ron Titus.
Yeah.
It was Bros Titus.
No, it was Ron Titus.
No, it wasn't Ron.
Chuck Titus.
I'm pretty sure it was Ron Titus. I'm gonna look it up.
I think it's Bron Titus. But
it's weirder than Ron.
And
but yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm Officer so-and-so. He's like, I'm Officer so-and-so.
Yeah, he was like, what's going on here?
That's my name.
And then, but then they're caught, so they call.
But then Saw shows up out of nowhere with a U-wing.
They call Hera to come and pick them up. They're like, we've been detected, and so she's on her way back to get them. And then Saw grabs them, and he throws out all of these missile
Just
things.
a bunch of bombs.
He throws all these bombs out onto the satellite dish, and he's like, get in with me. And they like don't really want to go with him, but they have to because they're about to blow up. So they jump in with him, and then Hera's there, and Hera's like doesn't want them to leave with Saw. He basically kidnaps them. She's like,
right. But they sort of go along with it too.
Well, they didn't really want to. They weren't comfortable with it, but then they really had no choice. So they just went with him anyway. So Hera, and they didn't tell Hera where, they're not like, meet us at the base, Saw just wouldn't tell her what they were doing.
Well, I also skipped over. There's a part where the reason the ghost wasn't right there is because when the cruiser showed up, they came in and the cruiser released a couple TIE defenders. So they had to go fight off the TIE defenders. And so they flew in the clouds, and Kanan used the Force.
This thing where there was all this fog, and he had Hera dip down into the fog where she couldn't see anything, but the blind man that he is can see.
Using the Force.
I know, better than her. So
There's no technology in the universe that can see through clouds.
And it was the...
She has no faith.
It was the type of ties that have the shields.
Tie defenders.
Oh, that's what they're called.
Yeah.
So they were like super screwed.
They were in trouble.
And then
Kanan saved the day.
Yeah.
Kanan plus Hera, power team.
And Zeb was there.
Zeb was just standing like along for the ride. So yeah, that's the end of For the Resistance Part 1. Is Sabine, Chopper, and Ezra are off flying off with Saw on a U-wing. And
when he blew up the satellite, he blew up the ship with that Braun Titus guy.
Yeah.
Like the whole ship is gone now.
Yep. Okay, next episode.
Did you find it, Tim?
No, I couldn't find it.
The next episode,
I did find mild confirmation from Filoni that Ezra is not Snoke.
Yeah. They saw as like, I needed you to. There's this civilian space station that the Empire is using to transport goods, and there's something fishy. His spider senses are going off.
Can you say it like Saw would say that?
I don't.
Jen? You're the one that does the Saw impersonation.
I can only impersonate certain things. His voice.
Start with the thing you can do, and then. She's so serious about this right now.
Does he say, "Did you come here to kill me"?
I don't know,
Jen. This is your impression.
I know,
this is your thing.
I'm usually just like super angry when I say it, so it just comes out.
Jeez.
I can't do it right now.
Are you not super angry right now?
I'm too tired. I guess.
All right. So they go to this space station. Sabine repaints Chopper, so he's like
bright
super yellow.
They looked cooler.
Yeah. And they end up hiding in a container that Chopper drags onto the ship. And they fly off. And like in the first couple of minutes, Ezra's like, "You hear that singing?"
Oh yeah. I knew what it was right away.
Yeah, she did.
I did too. Yeah.
You guys are geniuses.
Well,
you didn't know what it was?
Not by the time like you heard the first little note, first fraction of a note, and you're like, Kyber crystals.
Yeah. So they are searching through the ship. They find some people that are associated with Project Celestial Power.
They're all like engineers and tech people.
Yeah.
It's like Josh Mason
that have been kidnapped.
Except aliens. And
what did you say he looked like? The one of them looked like?
The guy from Space Ghost.
Oh yeah,
that
Brack from Space Ghost. He looked like a nice
yeah, he was really
him,
nice.
Sort of. Except for not like a mantis.
Yeah.
He didn't have a pointy beak, but he had like everything else.
He had the beak still. It just wasn't.
But it wasn't. Yeah.
So they saw us still like, no, there's something else.
Yeah,
there's something else going on.
He would have just like thrown the people back in the crate.
Yeah.
Like,
he didn't.
He was
care.
like, "That's not what we came here for." And Ezra's like,
"We gotta save these people."
He's like, "We need to save them." Like, there's obviously not doing something good with these people. They're locking away.
So they end up. They're gonna go destroy the hyperdrive. That way
they have Chopper stay with the people and have him get them into escape pods because
they're gonna destroy the hyperdrive and let them jettison, so then somebody can come get them. So that's the plan to save the people, and then they'll figure out where the stuff is. But on the way to the hyperdrive, Ezra hears the singing again, and they open a door, and it's got those black stormtroopers from Rogue One, and they're protecting a box. And so, of course, Saw has like the greatest smoke grenades ever, and they stealthily take out all the dark troopers except for one.
It was like a ninja scene.
Yeah.
They're those dark troopers. Are they death troopers? They look like death troopers.
So I don't think anyone... I think they're called death troopers in various places, but it's never said in the movie.
So their guns sound amazing.
Yeah, they do. Really cool. But they fail at using them in this episode.
Yeah. Well, they couldn't just blast willy-nilly because...
We find out there's a giant kyber crystal, and it's because it's so big, Sabine knows that it's unstable. She apparently has Galen Urso level of crystal seeing.
They mentioned Krennic's name as soon as they kind of break in the room.
The Death Trooper is like, yeah, tell Krennic that Saw Gerrera's here. So that's where the episode ends, right?
No. What? Did you fall asleep?
No, I just didn't watch the end of
left.
Did you not?
Seriously?
No, I didn't watch the last 5 minutes.
Okay.
I had to put Lucy to sleep.
They're about to disable the hyperdrive.
Did you think that we all just happened to just miss the last 5 minutes?
When Saw Gerrera runs in and stuns Ezra and Sabine.
He shoots Ezra and Sabine.
Yeah.
He's insane.
Because he's like, no, you cannot. We must move the kyber crystal.
Yeah, he doesn't want them to weaponize it. So he wants to destroy it right there.
It's not just that. He wanted to... Well, yeah, okay.
That he wanted to blow it up right there because he didn't want them to use it as a weapon. And Ezra, I don't know what Ezra and Sabine thought they were going to do with this huge crystal. It's like the size of a semi.
Giant, yeah.
But that he shot them.
They were trying to get him to reveal the location of the weapon. But they couldn't leave the kyber crystal with them.
They were going to try to track where they're taking it or something.
Right.
So they could...
But then it ended up coming out of hyperspace, and it was where a Star Destroyer was.
Because they were going to transfer it or something.
Right.
Okay.
So the Star Destroyer starts pulling them in and knows that the thing's under attack. The U-Wing shows up to get Saw out. Saw clamps the kyber crystal to the power generator on the ship and starts blasting power into it. So the kyber crystal starts like... sparking and like shooting electricity beams of power like Palpatine's force lightning out, and it kills some stormtroopers. And it starts to almost kill Ezra and Sabine, but they end up getting off. But so they get into a Lambda class shuttle that was on there,
the one
with all the people and Chopper, and of course there's heroics getting onto the ship.
Because like the whole time they're messing around with Saw, Chopper is like taking care of all of these prisoners by himself, and they have to keep messaging him, and they're like, put him in the escape pods. No, don't. Get him out of
He figured out that he needed to get him out of the escape pods because they started jettisoning the escape pods while they were still in hyperspace.
Oh, yeah. So
Chopper figured it out.
He's just like herding these people around the ship like cattle, and so he totally saved the people. Really, he kept getting them to where they needed to go. Yeah. And then
he got them on the ship, and then they take off, and then they put the Star Destroyer in between them and the ship they just left. And of course,
they just try to get past.
What's going on?
He comes out of nowhere.
No. That guy was already dead.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
I don't even know who was.
Yeah, it was some other guy. Sorry, I just recognized him. I like his name. So
the whole Star Destroyer is destroyed.
Yeah. They get in the way. It's like, sir, we've detected a power surge.
So the kyber blows up.
Yeah, the kyber blows them all up.
The Star Destroyer looks awesome after it's exploded.
I'll have to finish watching
and then they're trying to get away in the shuttle, but they still get hit somewhat with the explosion. So it kills their engines. So they're just drifting. But then, of course, Hera shows up right at that second. And
she had told Chopper to tell him what system they were in and like where they were.
So they all get on board with the prisoners. And then, of course, they pledge their allegiance to the rebellion for which it stands.
So now the rebellion has scientists.
4 of them.
Well, there's more than 4.
Like 5.
Yeah.
You're way off.
They have 5 scientists.
I have no idea how many there were.
There weren't that many.
There could have been 2.
There was like 6.
I don't know.
It only takes 1.
But then, like the last line was like Ezra is like, "What if Saw was right, and this war they're already close to winning this war when most people think it hasn't even begun." It was just like this weird.
Foreshadowing the Death Star.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm like, okay, obviously that's a huge kyber crystal for the Death Star. Well, now it's destroyed. How many huge kyber crystals exist?
Enough to make 2 Death Stars. It's a big galaxy.
More than enough to make 2 because they've just destroyed 1 for nothing.
There you go.
There's way more than... yeah, there's a ton.
It's a big galaxy.
It's a big galaxy. That was it. That's the episodes. There was some cool looking scenes and stuff.
I liked the story in general.
Yeah, I did too. It was good.
It was better than the Mandalorian stuff for sure.
Oh, way better. And Saw wasn't super
He
annoying.
wasn't super annoying.
Well, he's insane, and it's annoying how he just kidnaps them and shoots them, and he's
they were
like
setting it up the whole time.
He reminds me of like a non-funny, insane Lando.
A non-funny, insane Lando.
Like Lando is there for comic relief, and he's just kind of just does ridiculous things. And Saw is just as ridiculous, but he's not funny. He's just crazy.
Well, I think he's more than just crazy. So what's your rating?
I liked it a lot. I would say 8.5.
For both combined?
Yeah, both combined.
I go 9s each.
I'd say the first one was a 7.5, and then the second one was better, so 8.5.
I liked the first one because you got to see everybody back together.
Yeah, that part was neat.
And you got to see Callus. I was like, oh my god, they haven't shown him in so long.
It's 2 episodes.
What do you mean?
It's only been 2 episodes since they haven't shown him.
Well, it seems like a long time to me. Maybe because I haven't watched any episodes.
They didn't show Zeb for 2 episodes.
I know.
Were you paying for Zeb?
I was excited to see Zeb, but I expected to see Zeb at the base.
Oh, it's just Zeb.
I don't know.
All right. We're done with that portion of the program.
So now there's 2 more weeks of episodes, and then it's over for a long time again.
I believe that is the case.
Then we're like right on track.
We're ahead of the curve.
Wow.
Sort of. So are you going to open up the Evernote here?
Yeah.
And do some fan feedback that's only like 3 months old?
It's not that old.
Why do you keep swinging that poor skeleton's arm?
He's got really floppy arms.
Yeah, they don't make those anymore.
Did you get this out for the Halloween decorations?
Yeah. And the ghosts?
Cool.
Yeah. Oh. We talked through it. Mm-hmm. It's so detailed and no one's going to see it.
It's going to be on my table. I have a lot of kids. I was going to have the kids help me come up with ideas on how to make it even creepier. There's other pieces. I just haven't built them all yet.
There's not that much you can do.
With Lego to be creepy.
Yeah, there is.
It's a ghost.
It looks like the friendliest ghost that's ever
scary.
lived.
It's a scary ghost.
It's not supposed to be scary. It's for little kids.
All right, this one's from Icy Spidey. He says, what's up, Nerd Squadron? Nerd 4 signing in. Hashtag book talk.
Yeah, we missed that boat.
Yep. I just realized I haven't written a letter in weeks. I blame it on all these new book releases. I finished Thrawn, reading Phasma now. Then Leia, Princess of Alderaan, and after that I'm going to pick up Star Wars from a certain point of view. Really looking forward to this. Speaking of from a certain point of view, out of the 40 stories in the book, which ones are you guys looking forward to the most? The 2 that I am excited about are Master and Apprentice, the Qui-Gon Jinn story.
Oh, that's the one you were talking about.
Yeah.
And it's by Claudia Gray, who is currently my favorite Star Wars author. An incident report seems to be a story about Conan Antonio Madi, and him submitting an HR incident report about Vader force choking him that just sounds hilarious.
I haven't gotten that far.
Was that like an incident report from HR or something?
Yeah.
He turns it in on Vader for choking him.
We haven't talked about this book yet, but the book is it takes place at the same time as A New Hope. It basically recounts A New Hope, but told from a total, different perspectives completely.
From the Empire's perspective?
No. Just all kinds of different perspectives.
Oh.
There's one chapter that's about a Jawa and his life on the Sandcrawler. There's one chapter about these 2 people that live underneath the cantina and they steal stuff to get by.
You mean a story?
There's 40 short stories.
But they're all about from the New Hope time frame?
They're all from the New Hope movie.
Oh, wow.
So, like, as you read them, it progresses through the movie. There's a similar to the incident. The incident report might actually be. I don't know if he read an excerpt or something, but again, I don't know the chapter names. I've just listened to it, and they don't say the chapter names, or if they do, I don't pay attention.
Yeah.
But there's one early on where they talk about the two gunners who don't shoot the escape pod that R2 and 3PO are in.
Yeah.
And how they end up submitting a falsified report, and they make the cleaner droids come out to make it look like their display, like their window was clogged or something.
Oh, okay.
So they have to cover their tracks, and like that's a chapter. There's this one with Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan, and it's all going on during the movie. So the Qui-Gon Obi-Wan scene occurs when Luke is driving his speeder back to the homestead to find out that Owen and Beru got killed by the stormtroopers. So it's all going on in parallel to the actual movie. There's a Greedo chapter. There's one for
There's a Greedo chapter?
Mm-hmm. It's
Sounds
weird.
awesome.
Some of them are good. Some of them are really dumb.
Yeah, I haven't. This is the first I've really heard about it.
We've talked
I
about
can't
it like
answer this
3
question.
times.
But not in
I just
that
mean
detail.
like he's asking which one I want to know, and like I hadn't heard about specific stories.
the Qui-Gon Obi-Wan chapter is really good.
Hashtag Rebel Jail. I agree that the best part of this arc was all the stuff with Han and Luke. I thought the jail being so close to a star was an interesting concept, and it did make for some really striking art. I thought that it was strange that Leia just let Afra go, really no reason for it other than for them wanting to continue writing stories about Afra. Though I did like the dynamic between Sana and Afra, hinting to us that they used to be an item. I think it makes Afra's character a little more interesting. Hashtag the Kenobi movie. I personally hope this movie takes place during the Clone Wars era, like some solo mission that Obi-Wan had that didn't include Anakin. I just think that would make a more exciting movie than old Ben Kenobi hanging out on Tatooine. During his time on Tatooine, he has to hide the fact that he's a Jedi. I want to see some lightsaber wielding Obi-Wan. Josh, you're still at a 1?
Yeah, I'm not excited for this.
I'm excited. Hashtag Mongoloid. I think this was 2 episodes back that you guys were talking about the word Mongoloid.
Oh my gosh, this is so long ago.
And if it was an offensive term or not, and you asked what do you call someone who is clumsy and can't take care of their things, how about call them a Jar Jar?
But Jar Jar, he was clumsy, but it all worked in his favor.
Yeah.
So it would be like somebody flopping around their phone and then it lands in their pocket. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
No, you call people who use phone cases mongoloids.
Right.
So it's not that they're careless. It's that they're trying to be overly careful.
No, it's that they are careless and they know they're careless. So they put a defense mechanism around their device to overcome their own failings. If they weren't careless, why would they have a case?
Which has nothing to do with those that live in the Mongolia area.
The Mongolia area?
Yes.
The greater Mongolia area?
Downtown Mongolia.
Yeah.
Do you know one country that borders Mongolia?
China.
Yeah. Name a second.
India.
No, Russia.
Russia. Hashtag questions from a galaxy far, far away. What exactly was the straw that broke the camel's back? That caused so many different planets to split away from the Republic and form the Confederacy of Independent Systems.
I don't know. Taxes? It seemed like it was...
They talked about it in episode 1.
Yeah, I don't remember it.
It was like levies, like taxes on the Trade Federation.
Yeah. And the Trade Federation was a number of systems, and so was the banking.
They brought
guild
together other systems because they felt like they were imposing their will on.
Yeah, the Senate was corrupt in their eyes. And they were manipulated.
Correct. So. Do you think that Sabine Wren is the artist behind the classic Rebel symbol that we all know and love? Huh.
I think there's evidence that says she's not.
I don't know. I don't remember seeing the symbol before.
It's on the book in the Last Jedi trailer. The first one, the teaser. It's like an old Jedi symbol. The Firebird is. Not, a direct replica of what the rebel symbol is, but
maybe she mods it.
I mean, she could be the owner of the interpretation.
I'm sure our fans can tell us when this has happened.
Yeah.
Do you think the Chiss ascendancy will show up in the movies at all?
No.
The what?
The Chiss ascendancy.
What is that?
It's the region, the government that's in charge of the region that Thrawn is from.
I mean, I could see them maybe making a Thrawn movie at some point. So yes, but not as part of the trilogy. Love the podcasts. It is what I look forward to the most throughout the week. In your Force Friday episode, I was bequeathed another title, including Nerd 4. I believe that's Nerd 3, Nerd 4, Lightsaber Expert, Official Historian. Love you guys. Keep up the good work. Nerd 4 signing out. Chris.
Which one?
Kalwa. He says, hey, SWNU, just listened to episode 124. See, we're only 4 episodes back.
Yeah, but there was like a 3-week gap between.
And can say I, for one, am excited for hashtag Fall of Novals. And as a Detroit Lions fan, it pains me to see that the Bears did win, but I'm happy for you, and hopefully this week goes much better.
They're 3-4 now.
The last 2 weeks have gone pretty well. I screamed awful loud.
Well, this was back when they beat the Steelers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my boy Eddie. Let's see.
Yeah, why didn't you come watch it with us?
Where did you watch it?
Allen's.
What, this week?
Every week.
Because I'm an old poop. And I wanted to just sit in my...
We had my niece and nephew here, too.
Oh, that would have been a better excuse. I tore my ACL when I was 15, but didn't get the reconstructive surgery until I was 17, as it went a year without being properly diagnosed. I went with a hamstring graft as the aptly named dead body version. I had never heard of until this episode. Haha. Fast forward 10 years, and I can say without a doubt, if you have to get it done, physio?
Physical therapy.
Physio is super important. I was young and thought I was made of magic and rubber and now have patellar tendonitis. Oh, awesome.
I have tendonitis.
I have now also been made aware that your joints can actually hurt when the weather changes. Yeah, my finger does that. It's not just something old people said. Go figure. Tim, I hope everything works out for you. I feel your pain. Thanks, buddy.
So this was before... Must be before you said that there was nothing wrong. It is not
turned, yeah. There's nothing wrong. There is something wrong.
Well, he still can't even walk right.
Well, there's nothing permanently wrong with you.
Supposedly.
Although you said I could never put that back in the bag. I couldn't put it back, the toothpaste back in the tube.
when you mess up the meniscus. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My MCL is jacked up.
Your MCL is not your meniscus.
Oh, it's different?
Yes.
You'd think I would have researched this. On another note, I was far removed from the total eclipse area, but where I live, we got roughly 70%. I had to hold 5 pairs of sunglasses in front of my camera to get this picture. I would like to one day see the full eclipse. It sounds awesome. I hope you're all doing well and bring on hashtag Fall of Novals. We will someday. When's the next eclipse? It's not that long for now, is it?
In 7 years.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
We should have a Star Wars Nerds Unite reunion at the eclipse site.
I'll be there.
We'll bring Tim Jr. This one's from Randall. Hello, nerd leaders. I have a question for all of you.
You still haven't told us what the name is.
The baby's name?
Yeah.
It's Max.
Oh, no ceremony with that.
Yeah.
I thought I said it before.
No, you haven't.
What do you mean? What am I supposed to do?
I feel like we haven't completely agreed on that.
I feel like we've had this conversation like 100 times. You agreed to this.
Did we pick a middle name?
No. Well, I did, and you said you didn't agree to it yet.
What was the one you picked?
Benjamin. Ben.
We've got
Benjamin.
a bunch of people that email us named Ben.
I know. I wanted Ben for a first name.
They'll think we're naming him after them.
Good. We are.
I think we should make it Randall. He emails us more than anybody
Max
now.
is a basic name.
You basic.
Well, his real name is not just Max.
What do you mean? What's his real name?
That's the nickname.
There's no nicknames.
there is.
Yes, there is.
No, there isn't.
Tim, you can tell him the whole name if you want to.
I know.
Okay. It's still a secret then. His nickname is Max.
There won't be a nickname.
His real name is Tim Jr.
I'm calling him Max.
Hello, nerd leaders. This is from Randall. I have a question for all of y'all. Which is your favorite Jedi? Personally, my favorite Jedi is Sam L. Jackson himself, Mace Windu. I would like to hear all of yours. Jen, go.
I like the young Obi-Wan, and I like Kanan a lot. And I like Ahsoka, but she's not a Jedi.
Well, I mean, she was a Jedi.
No, she wasn't.
Mace Windu's not a Jedi anymore. He's dead.
Well, he died a Jedi. She left the Jedi Order. It's different.
Who's my favorite Jedi? Yeah, it's Luke.
It's Luke.
So I'm ready to finish this long argument. So the meaning of synopsis is a brief summary or general survey of something. However, I think I can speak for most of the listeners that Jen's synopsis is still the best. You rock.
Aw, thanks. You're right.
He's a minor. He doesn't get an opinion. You thought he was a girl, too.
Well, you thought that picture was of his daughter. And it wasn't.
I said it could have
You
been.
said that's his daughter.
Another question. If you all had to choose, what type of lightsaber hilt would you like? Double-sided, normal, Shoto, crossguard, and others.
Normal.
Oh, what's Shoto?
It's like a short one.
It's like a shorty.
Shoddy.
Sort of. Yeah.
Shoddy. Yeah, I would go with a totally normal one.
I don't know. The ones the Inquisitors use look really scary.
Yeah. I can see how you would want to strike fear.
The helicopter
in the hearts of
ones?
everyone.
Yeah.
Science Corner for the Knowing Mason. How is the sun held in a spherical shape? Oh my gosh, that is a really good question. Josh, go.
It's the easiest one to answer. Gravity holds it in a spherical shape. Gravity pulls everything towards the center equivalently.
How does it have gravity?
Because it has mass. Anything that has mass has gravity. You have gravity. It's very small, but you have gravity.
Is that why Jen's so attracted to me?
No. Because she has gravity too.
Zing.
She might have more gravity right now.
Gravita. I know. I have a lot
So
of that.
yeah, it is constant. Like he's trying to say, why doesn't it just explode apart? And it's because the amount of gravity that the sun has is more than the expansive force of the explosions that are going on.
It's what makes it round, though. Why isn't it?
Because there's a
held
central
into
point in the middle.
Yeah, and then everything spreads
Everything
around
is
it.
pulled equivalently to that. So it creates a perfect sphere.
And since it's gas, it's going to like pull
It's
in and kind of make like a circle
mostly
thing,
a
right?
plasma.
Okay, whatever.
And it's not truly a perfect sphere. It's just, for all intents and purposes, a perfect sphere.
There's no such thing as the perfect circle
Well, the problem is that
in nature.
there are things that are bigger than the sun that have gravity. Like Jupiter imparts gravity on the sun. So it distorts part of the sun that Jupiter is facing.
Jupiter's not bigger than the sun.
It's not bigger, but it's very, very, very big.
Huh.
And it's big enough that it imparts gravity on the sun.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It is basically the real life Mustafar, and it is a ball of molten lava.
Yeah, but it's
Is it
not
a-
really lava. It's hydrogen. So lava is a heavy metal. Like rock is a heavy metal. Just really hot. The sun is the lightest materials in the galaxy, hydrogen and helium. And there are constant fusion reactions going on.
What about the fire part?
What do you mean
Just
the fire?
kidding. It
You just
looks
see
like-
light because as part of the fusion reaction, there's an exothermic element. And it gives off lots of radiation. And there's enough of it in the band of light that we can perceive the visible spectrum.
Let's see. And hashtag phone case for cars, it cannot slip through your fingers and it will stand on its own. When people are walking by, they will see the huge car in front of them, and if people are walking by while you are holding your phone, They may hit you on accident and knock the phone out of your hands, thus a phone case.
You
That's
must
true.
have like an incredibly weak grip and horrible perception.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
I did it again.
he did it again. Chewbacca. Oh,
The truth of the matter is I didn't think that our recording would go this long tonight. So I knew it was there,
You
and I
primed it.
chose not to move it.
primed it, and you primed it wrong.
To synopsizer Jen, I hope the baby is going all right, and please keep the synopsises long and awesome.
Oh, thanks.
As one of the people who cannot get the book, it helps me picture what's happening. And to Commander
See, I
Tim,
told you.
Commander Tim,
You can get the book. Go to a library.
But people don't have time to read.
People
did
have
you-
time. They have enough time
you guys
to
are
listen
talking over the
to
best part of this
100
email.
and 60, some 130 episodes. They got time to read a book.
But you'd rather them just go read it on their own instead of listen to us talk about it?
I think they should read it first.
And then we
No,
should do a
people don't have
synopsis
time
and then
for that.
discuss it.
Right.
No. They listen because you can listen while you're doing other things. You can't multitask
So
while
that's not
reading.
how I consume podcasts.
Neither do I. That's why I never
You don't
wanted to
listen
do
to
that on this
Audible
podcast.
books?
What?
You don't listen to books on Audible?
When I do, I focus on the book.
I know,
That's
but
why
you
I can
probably
remember
do it while you're
things.
driving.
I don't have to take notes.
I remember a lot
I store
of
my
things.
notes in my brain.
But
In his
you,
hitbox.
you drive while you're listening?
Yeah, and I'm
Okay.
focusing on the
You
book.
can't read a book while you're driving. So that's
You could.
multitasking. Whatever.
All right. And to Commander Tim,
We get it. We get it.
how did you hurt your leg? I was playing soccer.
What were you really doing? That's what he's asking.
I already said that. I was trying to run
like-
toward the ball. I had a breakaway, and some guys way faster than me and ran to me and got to me and started to take the ball away. And I kicked it to the right so that I could try to get it around him. And I went to go after it. He was quicker than me. And I started running really hard and I wasn't stretched out enough. And I took a step and I planted my heel, and my heel didn't keep coming with me when I went over the top of my knee. So I kind of went over the top of my knee, and my knee buckled and
So
popped
you tripped yourself.
with one leg.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
That's all you needed to say.
Okay. And please get more guests into the show. No.
No.
That does not mean that I don't like the current crew, but it would be interesting to see other perspectives.
That's what other podcasts are for.
Yeah, I know that we would get a lot more listeners if we actually did guests. It's hard
You
enough to
think
get the
so?
three of us. Oh, absolutely. If we had legit guests on here,
What if we
Well,
had
how do we
Jeremiah
get-
Lambert on?
sure. But
2 listeners?
I just don't. I just don't want to coordinate all that. It's
Nobody
enough
does.
work to deal with everything else.
Yeah. No thanks.
Are you all excited about the Solo movie? #pun.
Yes.
It's officially titled Solo, a Star Wars
Yeah, I
story.
know.
That's after he put this, so it's even better.
I ship Kanan and Hera, and also Ezra and Sabine.
That means you understand that? It's a
What?
term the kids say. So when you ship somebody, that means you want them to be together as a relationship
Oh,
in that universe. So like Daenerys, I'm sure you've heard that, right? That's a common ship of Jon and Daenerys.
oh, when
in-
they did the boat thing.
No, but I mean, even before that, people have been saying Daenerys for 15 years.
No,
And
is that why they did the boat thing? You think?
What are you
They were
guys
trying to
talking
ship-
about?
Ship
you
them
know, are
together?
you familiar with Jon Snow from Game
Yes.
of Thrones? Daenerys Targaryen from Game of Thrones?
Yes.
Imagine a world where they're in an intimate relationship together.
Yes.
Okay, that's what the word, when you hear somebody say, I ship, and then either an amalgam of names or 2 different names, that's what they're envisioning. So
I've never heard that.
that's
ship
why I'm
part.
explaining it right now.
I'm really appreciative
you-
of you doing that because it makes me feel super old.
Yeah.
that
You-
he emailed that and I had no
Well,
clue
I've
what he was
seen-
saying.
So
it's
what
like
he's saying,
Bennifer was a really popular one.
but
Yeah.
this is after that. This is what kids today say.
Yeah, I've never
So
heard
when
any
he's saying,
kids
I
say-
ship Kanan and Hera, that means in his mind, he wants them to be together.
Both of the two fits each other, he says.
And then he also ships Ezra and Sabine. That means he wants them to be together.
Right.
But they aren't. They literally aren't. He wants it to be.
All you unhip parents that listen to this podcast.
I've never heard
when your kid says,
you're welcome.
Yeah, I ship Rey and Kylo. That's another big one in the Star Wars
You can
world.
be like, no way.
But you said the thing about, you tripped me up because you said the thing about Jon and Daenerys, and people have been saying this for 15 years.
People have been shipping that.
They've been out forever.
Yeah.
I know that. But you made this sound like it was some hip new thing.
Saying it in this context is a hip new thing.
Okay, well, you're mixing messages by...
Okay, let's move on.
Anyway, I too ship them.
Send in a letter.
I ship them as well.
To explain how well I explain shipping, because
why the word ship?
Relationship shortened.
I ship.
I thought it was you put them on a ship together and send them out on a boat.
Well, that's what I thought you said when you were talking about Jon and Daenerys, because I thought you meant they're sailing.
No. It just happened to work out that that's a pun.
All right, we are moving on.
Okay.
Both of the okay. I also love the way you all try to rhyme the seasons with what is the topics. See, everybody loves the fall of novels.
Yeah, too bad we haven't done one this fall.
Being in Singapore, it's always summer. Is it always sunny in Singapore? That would be awesome. So great.
No, it wouldn't. It's humid. Singapore has very oppressive laws as well.
Well, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the weather.
I am, because that's part of being in Singapore. They're super duper conservative.
So?
There is a
so that I don't think that you would want that.
Okay. There's like a student that Yana's friends with who's kind of like halfway from Singapore. He's from Singapore, but his dad lives here, and he's only like 17, but he's in the Singapore military, and he is going to Washington High School, but he has to go home to Singapore like every 2 or 3 months for like a week.
Yeah.
And then come back. And he does that all the time. Just like goes back and forth. It seems so crazy.
They might have forced conscription.
Yes, I think they do. But when he's here, it's like he's just this carefree kid at Washington High School. And then he goes to Singapore and he's
a carefree kid.
No, I don't
sitting in a military base.
But I'm just saying, I mean, that's a lot of pressure for a kid. Like,
how many wars do you think Singapore has fought in the last 100 years? I don't think
he's fought any wars. I'm just saying that's a big difference in...
It's different than here, yes.
And, yeah.
Anyway,
there's a lot of countries that have forced conscription.
I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah, it is.
Wrapping this up, he says, how many of you think Ezra will go dark? I think that he will.
No.
I hope not.
They started to take us down that path, and it's very obvious this season that it's not going to happen.
Yeah, he's very happy now.
He's not happy. He's very confused still.
Yeah, but he's like joking around with everybody, and like he also
wants to join Saw.
No.
He was contemplating it.
No way.
Yeah, he was.
No, don't say that.
He was.
He's not anymore after Saw shot him.
No, so yet again, he's seeing that the people he's with are the best anyway. He's learned his lessons.
Sometimes he's the more positive one out of the group, though.
Thanks for reading this long email. Until the next one, insert nickname here, Randall out. Do we not have a nickname for Randall?
No, not yet.
That's why he's sweet talking you two. Because I told him it won't work on me. I don't give out nicknames.
Hashtag Summer of Comics Finale. Hashtag SWNU FTW. Hashtag Synopsizer Jen. Hashtag Knowing Mason. Hashtag Commander Tim.
You really like that.
Yeah, I do. All right. I have way more emails to read, but I'm done podcasting tonight. We should do another one really soon.
Do one tomorrow.
I cannot do it. Well, I might be able to do it after bedtime.
What are we going to talk about?
The book reports that you guys are supposed to do.
I got to make dinner and stuff tomorrow. I don't know if I'll have time to. All right, fine.
Let's just do it every day from now on.
No, fine.
We're recording every day. From now until the baby.
Don't say that. Don't say that. The fans will get all.
There was a special behind the scenes video that came out today.
On our podcast?
No, on The Last Jedi.
Okay.
What?
That's pretty cool. You should
How
go
cool would
watch
it be if somebody did a behind the scenes video on us?
That would be kind of creepy.
I kind of made one.
You did?
Yeah, some live streams, some periscopes.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, cut it together and actually make it like a thing.
Oh, that won't happen.
Well, I mean, what if we get huge and Lucasfilm makes one about us?
We won't.
Because we don't have guests.
It's because we don't have guests.
You guys don't want to take the time to do anything.
We take a lot of time to do stuff. We just don't want it to be work.
Yeah, this has to be fun or it's going to stop. And it does not sound fun to organize guests or splice it in or worry about how to record their audio and what audio
you mean
quality
guests
they
who
have.
aren't in person? You mean
You
like
think I'm going to bring...
Let's go ask the cashier at
Filoni in here?
Lindy's. Hey, cashier at Lindy's.
You want to talk Star Wars with us?
like guest friends? Like,
None of our friends have an opinion that's worth listening
to. We could ask.
I've tried to get Jeff to come on, and he just, even though he's been on Comic Nerds Unite how many times, he's like, I don't have anything to talk about.
He actually started out, he was going to be on, he was the third member, and then he just bailed on it. Is really the truth of it.
Mark has been on our show a couple times.
Yeah.
Mark just can't ever leave Bloomington.
Yeah.
You see their car wreck?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
We've been talking about it in a chat you're not in. Yeah, that's right. We have a chat you're not in.
Wow. Did you make one specifically?
Is it
I didn't know.
called Don't Invite Tim to This Chat?
He doesn't talk in our
Commander
normal
Tim is
chat
the-
anyway, so it's like we have 2 secret chats now.
Yeah, I don't talk in the chats anymore. I've really become quite introverted.
Yeah.
Who's all in the chat without Tim?
I can't tell you.
What?
Oh my gosh.
Why not?
Is it just you and Mark?
I'll tell you on a different day.
A different day?
Yeah, that's what I tell Job all the time. On a different day.
Is it the party planning one?
I'm not going to tell you.
It's gotta be. They wouldn't start a chat without me.
Why not? Why would they just be like, we better add Tim to this? We're talking. We need to get Tim talking.
Well, of course they would. I would add Mason to any chat I had
Okay.
that I know he'd be
Well,
interested in.
you have chats without Mason. You have
Yeah, he doesn't want to hear all
comic
that.
buyers club.
He doesn't want me going in there and wrecking shop,
You would hate that chat.
which was why I would wreck shop.
Yeah, we got a baby shower coming up.
Saturday.
Yeah, we're
I'm
registered
really
at
excited.
You're not
registered at
invited if you haven't heard about it.
Target and where else?
Don't tell people where you're
No.
registered.
Yeah, I'm like,
Toys R Us.
why are you saying this?
So they can send us gifts.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, that's what
Baby
I thought you were
gifts.
doing. Let's
We're
knock it
registered
off.
at the chair store.
Oh my god!
She
I
wants
wish we were
she wants a
regist-
lazy boy so bad.
Oh,
She doesn't want to sleep in bed with me anymore.
I told
That's
you
not
to get
true.
a
She
real
snores
bed.
so loud now.
Get a real bed.
I have to go to physical therapy now because I have something wrong with my shoulders.
Get a real bed.
What do you mean a real bed?
Get a Tufton needle, like I told you to.
We do need a
2
new
years
mattress.
ago.
My mattress is starting to drive me nuts. We bought it like shortly after we got together, and it's mega falling in the center, and I hate it so much.
Tufton needle.
How much are Tufton needles?
What size is your bed?
Queen.
700.
$700.
7 bills.
What kind? I mean, like, what kind of mattress is it? Why is it so comfortable?
Memory foam.
They ship it to you,
Yeah, comes in a box. A small box.
and then you open it and it expands.
And it's like divine. And Ashley Fouts was like that. So they bought a $3,000.
I remember
foam.
she tried to
Yeah.
She
sell it
was
to
gonna
us.
give it to us.
Oh, it was a king though, and we didn't
Well,
have room
yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
And she trash talked my cheap $700 memory foam. She's
Yeah.
like, that's not gonna last a year.
Yeah.
It's 3 years old and it's still perfect.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say that she like bought one and tried it, and it was
Oh, no.
the best.
No, she would never learn from her mistakes.
Jeez.
So what did she get after she didn't like the $3,000 one?
She didn't like memory foam, so they got
Oh.
a $3,000 box spring.
Really? She didn't like memory foam?
Yeah, she's crazy.
What do you have under the memory foam?
Nothing.
It's just memory
so
foam.
I have a frame.
It's really low then?
We have a super low frame. Like, it's probably 1.5 feet off the ground. It's like a Japanese bed.
Wow.
It makes it super easy for the kids to climb in.
That's positive.
It is.
Ugh. No.
I was joking. I was
Yeah, the
being
baby's
sarcastic.
Not going to sleep with us. I don't
I
want that.
don't know if you know this, but babies are not particularly good at climbing into beds.
Well, whatever. The baby's the baby for probably ever. He's my little baby.
Yeah. Let's end it there.
I'm excited about our thing this weekend, and especially about this chat, the secret chat you guys have
Secret
going.
chat.
All about
Well,
it.
will you be so upset if you find out it had nothing to do with this party?
Well, he played his hand when he said, "I'll tell you another day."
He
Did I
was
play my
just
hand?
saying that to get you to shut up.
No.
That's what I tell Job all the time,
Yeah, and then you tell him another day.
but I never tell him. That's the thing. Oh, we'll just do it a different day. There is no different day. It's a nebulous different day.
Uh-oh. Okay. Let's see where we're at now
Yeah.
in our friendship.
Well, answer chats more often.
Yeah, you barely even answer in our chat.
Yeah, I know.
Our 3-person chat that's flooded with comments.
I just
let's record tonight.
Are you home? Are you alive?
I try to avoid my phone more and more. Aside
You're
from
That's why you
on
have
your-
a watch.
He's
lets
on
you-
his phone
aside from playing
games
Galaxy of Heroes.
constantly. So-
Yeah, I got to shout out. I got some more people that listen to the podcast are friends with me now. I recognize Shetman and somebody else, but I don't remember the name now. They have a really good Yoda that comes and helps me. Shetman
Comes and what?
Helps. We
Yeah.
we explained this game before that you can.
I thought
Joel
you said
needs
something
to
else.
Joel needs to level his dude and to help me better.
Or you can just not play the game.
Shane.
Just Shane?
Yeah, well, what was his first name?
I don't know.
You remember the Shane that was emailing?
I do not.
Well, I'm friends with him now.
Shane's not his first name.
I don't think so. Search up Shane.
We're lingering here.
Are we?
Yeah.
This is the best part of the podcast.
I think Josh wants to go to bed.
Oh, okay. We're on BenView Network. And yeah, Shane, 812, whatever. Yeah. 812. Yeah.
Thanks
him.
for helping Tim.
It's just Shane. It's his first name. We're on the BenView Network. There's a lot of great podcasts over there. Go check them out. Support those shows. We are Star Wars Nerds Unite. We have a link on Amazon. We're everywhere on the internet. Follow us. We are going to record again soon, probably. May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you.
Did you hear that? We're doomed.
This podcast is a part of the BenView Network.
You can find this and other podcasts like it at BenViewNetwork.com.